Hey guys, it's Caroline, and today we're going to be talking about my Crohn's stories. So sit back. I would recommend eating anything because, we're going to be talking about stomach stuff. So basically, Crohn's is basically IBD. Well, it is IBD. IBD stands for irritable bowel disease, and it's UC, IBD, or UC, Crohn's disease, and there's other thing. I have no idea. I don't remember. And so you go to a GI to get diagnosed, and I already go to a GI for celiac. So once I heard about my problems, which is my problems were like frequent going to the bathroom, and I couldn't make it to the bathroom. I had blood in my stool, and I had fatigue. I wasn't really growing, which is kind of not really. It was kind of because of Turner syndrome, kind of not because of Turner syndrome. And also, there's also obviously pain in my stomach. So basically, they were like, okay, we're gonna take some tests, and they were nasty tests, but they weren't like, oh, you need to go to the hospital. So we had to get the test, obviously, so it took some time to be able to take the test, and then the test had a process. During that time, this was 7th grade, almost toward the summer, 7th grade to 8th grade. During that time, my symptoms progressed. So this is like a month, and so a month or two, we decided to watch it. After 2 months, we went to the doctor, and so after like a couple weeks, my symptoms have progressed. I was having full-blown clots in my passing, not any. I had diarrhea, obviously, but I was passing clots. So, yeah, that was nasty. So Mom was like, okay, this is not normal, and obviously, if you're losing blood, that was my body way of losing blood. I was losing blood, obviously. So they're like, okay, you need to go to the hospital because you can't lose blood. So basically, I was classified as I was classified as anemic like a year after that, but I probably wasn't anemic before that. So basically, I went to the hospital, and they told me not to get anything because usually when someone has stomach problems and they can't do anything for it with medication or anything, and the tests aren't showing anything, they do a scope. So basically, in scopes, you have to clean yourself out unless you do an upper scope. And an upper scope they weren't going to do because obviously the upper scope wouldn't have any benefit. So, so basically, okay, I've been in and out of remission from Crohn's, but never have I been this bad. So they were like, I will show you a picture. Like, I was in the hospital for a week, I think. I don't know how long I was in the hospital, but anyway, I have a picture of me in the hospital. Anyway, so they were like, okay, we were gonna do a scope the next day. They were like scheduling the scope the next day, which is kind of not normal because the doctor that I go to, they can't. If you get a thing scheduled for the next day, that means that something's pretty serious. So, yeah. So I was like nervous, but I mean, I didn't really know any symptoms. I didn't know any like diseases or anything that like had symptoms of blood. Like, that wasn't normal to me, so I was like, okay, this is not normal, but like, I don't know. So I wasn't eating anything, and so they're like, oh, you have to drink this whole apple juice with seeing that manual in the bathroom. Just like, you're just making my symptoms worse. So basically, throughout the whole entire night, I had to drink this apple juice, and I hated this apple juice. They changed it out with Gatorade, like, once, and it was nasty. So I go to the bathroom, and literally, I could not make it to the bathroom. I just say that. I could not make it to the bathroom. Just like, gosh. So Next day, they're like, okay, we're here for the scope. And I was like, okay, thank goodness, scope's almost done. So they're like, okay. So they did that, and so they're like, so after my scope, like, okay, you have Crohn's disease, or you have ulcerative colitis. It's like, okay, what's that? So they explained what ulcerative colitis is and that they don't have remission. So I think they prescribed me the medicine. I was supposed to go to the lake, which I did, and they made me swallow this pill. They wanted just to make sure that everything was okay, because Crohn's disease is basically you can have symptoms from your mouth up to your anus, so down to your anus. So basically, that's because ulcerative colitis is basically from your intestines to your anus. I think, I don't remember. So basically, they wanted to make sure I only had ulcerative colitis. So that's what they thought I had, is ulcerative colitis. I have Crohn's disease. So basically, that looks like I have Crohn's disease that looks like ulcerative colitis. Basically, it's what I have. So basically, they made me swallow this pill, like this big, gigantic pill that was flashing. And I was like, I'm not swallowing this. And basically, it was a camera, and I had to put this belt on so they could see inside my intestines. Which I thought, why didn't you guys see this before? But basically, they didn't go in. They couldn't go in. They went around, but they didn't go inside. Which I didn't understand that. So I'm just like, okay. So I swallowed the pill. They say you can go home. I go home, and I feel fine. I literally don't have to go to the bathroom because I just cleaned myself out. So that's good. And I'm not on any diet at the moment. So they prescribed me with a Prizo and this other one that makes me dizzy, which is, I didn't like that. So, budesonide, I think that's what they call it. And then they gave me this, they gave me prednisone, which gives you a moon face. I don't have much of a moon face, but I gained a little bit of weight, and then I had tingling on my hands, and my hands were like a little fatty. But I didn't have much of a moon face. And yeah, I think I gained a little bit of weight from the prednisone. And I had stretch marks on my hips. So after that stuff, we're like, okay, nothing's working. So we changed to the STD diet. And during that time, I'm still on a Prizo with the STD diet, and that's not working. So we're like, okay, this doctor does not know what she's talking about. So we changed doctors. And this doctor was the one who diagnosed me with celiac. So this doctor, I've known, diagnosed me with celiac, and we had to move because I think our insurance made us move. I don't remember. Or we wanted to be near something. I don't know. So this doctor I personally liked because he was nice, and I'm not gonna expose him on the internet because he's very nice and kind, and he has a camp that I used to go to, so for celiac, and that was really fun. So anyway, and if someone watches it from camp, they're probably gonna know who I'm talking about. Most of them actually don't know who I'm talking about, actually, which is kind of ironic. Anyway, I'm not talking about Crohn's anymore. Okay. Anyway, so basically he wanted to do a test, not the colonoscopy. I think he wanted to do a fecal cow. I think he did a fecal cow protected, just to make sure, just to see what that was. And he changed me to I think he kept me on the STD diet just a little bit longer, and then he put me on a suppository. That worked. I wasn't exactly in remission, but I was like not having as severe symptoms. But weeks after I had it, I started having more severe symptoms. So I was like, okay, we need to do a colonoscopy, and I still wasn't in remission. After that, they take biopsies, and when you go to a colonoscopy, biopsies of the ulcers in your stomach, because that's basically how you identify what IBD and IBS. So I have IBD. My mom has IBS actually. So yeah. So basically, so they take biopsies of the IBD or the ulcers, IBD. So they could tell under the microscope that I had Crohn's, basically. That's how I explain it. So like, okay, we're not doing the right medication. So that was like, okay, that's why I'm not in remission, duh. So they changed me to Remicade, which is a very strong dose. It's not like chemo, but it's like, some people consider it like chemo because it makes you feel nasty afterwards. To me, it made me feel nasty. I'm not on it anymore. I'm on Solara because I have this and I developed a reaction to Solara, and this is like now. This is now. Solara. And so basically, yeah. And during this time, I got to go to a camp for Crohn's disease. So that was really fun. I met my friend McKenna and Alexa. There's actually 2 Alexas there. Olivia, Rowan, Connor, some other friends that were nice. So yeah, and I think, I mean I'm in remission, classified as remission right now, because I've had three. My last colonoscopy I had was, they went halfway up and there was like a sharp turn, and they thought it was a stricture, but it wasn't, and so they gave me an MRE, but that showed that it wasn't a stricture, it's just like a sharp turn in my stomach. So I actually had to go to Mayo, which was stupid because I didn't want to go to Mayo. Because honestly, I had to miss my finals, and I had to miss school. I had to miss finals, school, and like everything, which was horrible. So yeah, bye. That's my Crohn's story. Enjoy.